Last week, before the fantasy playoffs.
It ain't your last week. You're going to be in the playoffs.
Before the fantasy playoffs.
No, it took you a little bit to get.
I was going for dramatic effect.
That's what that was.
That's
what that was. Dramatic. Freaking Kevin Spacey over here.
Brent right here, Dustin right here.
Before we get into it, let's talk about daily. If for some odd reason you are not making the playoffs, which I don't understand how anyone at FST isn't making the playoffs, but for some odd reason you're not, it's okay. You probably have the most points scored against you and you got hosed. So, sign up for DraftKings. Use the promo code FST or follow the card, link in the description below. Deposit at least $5, and what's DraftKings going to get you? A free entry into a contest. What we're going to do, you're going to watch my video that I'm going to shoot this week, and I'm going to pick some money players for you, and you're going to win some cash. It's great times for all.
There you go. So, I know we've been talking a decent amount lately about preparing for the playoffs.
My bad.
Making all this noise. Preparing for the playoffs and really taking a look at your bench, making sure they're ready. But I urge you, go through your team, your whole team, every week and say, okay, here's my week 14 lineup. Here's my week 15 lineup. Here's my week 16 lineup. If you're not liking your defense at any given time, you need a new... Look at it now. Now's the chance. Like Kansas City, I think they play Cleveland and St. Louis, I think, the last 2 weeks. Like, if you can get Kansas City's defense, there's your defense for week 15 and week 16. If your defense, or if your kicker plays in a cold weather game, week 16, this is the time of year where I think it's okay to carry 2 kickers if you want to really make sure you have a good kicker. If you're not liking a running back lineup 1 week, make sure you handcuff another running back. There's a lot of things.
It's not even that. Handcuff your running backs. Adrian Peterson owners. No, Adrian Peterson owners have the handcuff. The people that have Lacy, Starks just got dropped in a lot of leagues. Go get Starks. I don't care that you're still carrying, Tavon Austin, even though he blew up as a wide receiver 5 on your bench. You'd rather have the handcuff. Look at all the running back injuries. Handcuff your people.
But only in some situations. Like if you look at your week 15 lineup, and even if worst case Adrian Peterson's hurt, but you still have another really good guy, maybe instead of a handcuff you have
I would handcuff over 2 kickers.
Or something.
You'll just drop your kicker then. Handcuffing your people. You can listen to Dust. I'm telling you right now, handcuff your people. People get banged up.
Most people should have at least 1 handcuff at this point.
I would say even 2.
Depends
at least
on
1, yes. At least 1.
Right.
This is taking too long. He's going to yell at me. Now we got to go quick. All right, Dustin. Finney, 18. Finney, 18. Want you to pick 2. Eddie Lacy at Detroit. Well, I started going quick because you're going to be nervous about things. Lamar Miller versus the Ravens. Allen, running back for the Ravens, at Miami. Or Todd Gurley against the Arizona Cardinals.
This one is very hard. Because I have
this is tough.
All of these guys roughly in the same ballpark this week. I mean, they all have decent upsides, but none of them are really slam dunks. I don't see how you can bench Lacy after how good he looked last week. I mean, he looks like the Lacy we saw last year. I think you got to start Lacy. Lamar Miller, too scary just with what they're doing out there. Allen looked good, but I don't think you can pass him the upside of Gurley.
You're not sitting Gurley for Buck Allen.
It's against
Come on.
Arizona. Gurley hasn't been there. I mean, I see why the question is being asked. It's not cut and dry. I mean, Allen looked pretty good.
He did. I mean, it was like, 80 and a touch? I mean, still. Ain't sitting Gurley for Buck Allen.
It's not crazy, but I would go with Gurley. JJP 43, pick 3, T.Y. Hilton at Pittsburgh. Danny Boy going up against Philly. That's Danny Amendola. Eric Decker at the Giants. Amari Cooper versus Kansas City. Emmanuel Sanders at San Diego, pick 3.
This is actually very tough for me, but this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go... do I really want to take him out? As of right now, who would be in my lineup as of today? This might not be Sunday, but as of today, I would have Hilton, Cooper, and Sanders in my lineup. Danny Amendola, I want to make sure he goes into full practices throughout the weekend, hear all of the great news about him, and if it's a PPR league and it's looking really good, I would probably sit... Hate to do it after the big game he had, but I'm scared if he does it again. I'd probably sit T.Y. Hilton in favor of Danny Amendola.
No Decker love?
No, not over these guys. It's just I just love the upside that the rest of them that the rest have. That's just kind of the way that I'd be looking at it. So right now I'd have again those 3 guys in, Danny Amendola getting in. But if it's a PPR league, Hilton is on my bench and Danny Amendola is in even if he's looking like really good to play, just because he's going to see 8,000 targets with Gronk and Omen out. All right, Grunkwy wants to know flex play your boy, Danny Boy, the real Danny Boy, Danny Woodhead, against Denver, Alfred Morris against Dallas, or Devontae Parker versus the Baltimore Ravens. Who you going in the flex?
I forgot to put this in there, but this is in a standard league, so that plays a big one in this one when you're talking about Danny Amendola, or Danny Woodhead, I mean. I'm going Alfred Morris.
He's getting the touches.
Well, last week he did. We'll see about this week. But I think the Redskins, I mean, it's a divisional game, you never know. But I think the Redskins could potentially be playing with a lead in this game. I mean, they'll probably be the favorites. We'll see. And I think Morris gets touches if they're playing with a lead, and better chance of finding the end zone than the other two, I'd say. That's who I'm going with in a standard league. Let's get into those dud sleepers and deep sleepers. My dud is going to be Russell Wilson. I just wanted to send out a little bit of caution. I mean, I have Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson. I love what he's done in the last 2 weeks. But let's not forget what he did in all the other weeks. He's got somewhat of a tricky matchup against Minnesota at Minnesota. I'm just saying, don't go crazy and start starting them over guys thinking you're going to get another 40 points out of them. My sleeper, Giovanni Bernard at Cleveland. I know he's been kind of hit or miss a little bit lately, but I think this is a really safe play for him this week. I think they're playing with a lead in this one. I think he gets a decent amount of touches. And then my deep sleeper, I'm going real deep in this one, Seth Roberts for Oakland.
Ooh.
Love the matchup against Kansas City. I think this guy could be for real. I mean, I really think we're talking deep leagues here. I mean, but
Post below if you actually knew who Seth Roberts was before Dustin said that. And this is a deep sleeper.
He
I love
was
it.
in my waiver wire show, so if you watched that, then I think I talked about it.
Actually, I did not watch this week. That's him calling me out. I was in Cancun, okay?
I like Seth Roberts.
All right.
Deep leagues.
My dud, and I hate to say this because I absolutely love this guy, is going to be Latavius Murray. Kansas City's run D is 4th against running backs in terms of who that they give up, and Murray hasn't been great. Sure, he's getting the volume, so he could fall into the end zone a couple times. So I'm not saying he's a must-sit. I'm saying he's just a little bit of, if you're banking on him to carry you into the playoffs, it might be a little bit scary. My sleeper is going to be David Johnson. It's kind of an obvious one for the Arizona Cardinals. He is going to be starting. He's playing St. Louis. But with that said, I am saying David Johnson is pretty much a lock start. He's going to be, right now I think he's at number 14 in my weekly rankings. There's a chance he moves up to inside the top 12. I absolutely love the matchup, and I think the kid does have the explosiveness and could have a great game. And then my deep sleeper is going to be another rookie that I loved coming into the year, that got all banged up, and then Miami actually thought they were going to be decent, but now that Matthews is out, it's Devontae Parker. He's going to get starter minutes or starter snaps. I think they're going to target him a decent amount. He is hopefully the future with Tannehill. Again, this is deep leagues. Not quite as deep as Seth Roberts, but it's another deep league kind of play.
Let's take a look at Mike's picks. His dud is Brandon Cooks. Tough matchup against Carolina. It's a good chance Josh Norman might be on him.
Shut down.
Yeah, he's good. His sleeper is Sean Drone for San Francisco. He's good at football. Likes the matchup against the Bears. Bears give up a decent amount of points to running backs. Carlos Hyde's out again, looks like. So Drone should be pretty much a lock for 15-plus touches. And his deep sleeper, he's sticking with San Francisco. Vance McDonald, he's been one of Gabbert's favorite targets so far. He's not minding the matchup against Chicago. 2 people against my pick-up-and-play defense, the Bears.
I picked up the Bears in the league. I like that call.
I think it's a good
You know what?
pick-up-and-play
Niners
defense.
have been awful.
There'll be enough points for them.
All right, Dustin, tell them some stuff.
Subscribe to our channel. If you got questions, post them in the forums. Hopefully you all are in the playoffs.
Good luck this week, everyone.
Guys.
Was
that
a
on
ricochet.
purpose?
Yeah, of course it was on purpose.
It didn't look
You'll
like
notice
it.
on the video me looking up. Please actually take the time to do that. You think I missed by that much?
I don't know what that was.
And actually, it came decently close. I was ricocheting off the ceiling. I was changing it. I've thrown the paper at this thing like 900 times.
We don't have a ceiling because we're in a giant
Yes.
studio.
And it's
this big,
amazing
fancy
with the live
warehouse.
studio audience.
Yeah,
and
like,
yeah, that's right. I
Don't
forgot.
tell people that we have a ceiling.
Gosh.